Okay, we're going to start, I think, with the Vagina Monologues because we just got back. It is Saturday night at midnight.
Yay!
And we just got back from the Vagina Monologues, which was great. And hopefully we can enlighten you a little bit on what it is and how it made us feel. This was the Vagina Monologues, created by Eve Elsner, who interviewed over 200 women about their vaginas. Everything to do with what your vagina would wear, to if your vagina's ever been angry.
If it could talk, what would it say?
It's really interesting stories from a bunch of really interesting people that are just like every woman around the world. So we wrote down a couple questions that we're going to just answer and
Discuss.
Yeah.
That's
the word.
Okay.
It's midnight on Saturday.
Okay, so Di, how did the Vagina Monologues make you feel?
Oh, they made me feel a whole bunch of emotions. I left there. Okay, I started crying about maybe a quarter way in. It's not the first time that I've seen these monologues because I did watch them on YouTube and I posted about that in my personal blog. But because I've seen them before, like it hit me really hard seeing them live, and I cried happiness. I cried like sadness. It made me just feel a lot. How did it make you feel?
I laughed so hard the whole time, just laughed. I thought it was so funny that the way that everything was just so matter-of-factly, this is the way it is.
Yeah.
And there was so much truth in it, which is why I think that I laughed so hard, because it's like, you know, this is the truth, but nobody ever talks about it, and they're just standing up and saying, you know,
yeah,
this is what it is.
Yeah, my vagina is angry.
Yeah.
Which is the beginning of one of the monologues, and that's enough to make you stop and go, yeah, okay. Sometimes, yeah, my vagina's angry too. Like, yeah, it really puts it into perspective.
Yeah, so I really enjoyed it. And it was not the first time I had seen it. I saw it a few years ago when I was in grade 12, and I remember it being really funny, but seeing it a second time definitely made me notice differences, and it's almost like now that I'm more mature, I can kind of relate to it more. Mm-hmm. Whereas when I was 17, it was just like, okay, you know, this is funny, but I don't really know what they're talking about because I haven't had those experiences yet.
Yeah.
Whereas now that I'm older and more mature, I'm like, oh yeah, I get it, and, you know, it all makes sense now, and now it's even funnier than what it was before.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what was your favorite piece in it?
Mine was the angry vagina.
The angry vagina.
And yeah, when she came out and she just started yelling that my vagina was angry and going off on her rant about the tampons and how we're shoving cotton in our vagina.
Pap smears, we all have to go women.
Yeah,
like
what they call those duck lifts, duck lifts, and they're cold metal, and you gotta wear like the paper gowns, and it's just like everything from the whole pap test is just negative because it was just so uncomfortable.
Yeah,
it was like, so it was a big rant on that, and yeah, and another one that really got me was I can't remember which one it was. It was the one where the lady was divorced from her husband because he made her shave her vagina.
Hair.
Yeah.
It was called Hair.
Yeah, that one really pissed me off.
Well, yeah, and it's so true. The monologue is about a woman. Yeah, she starts off by saying, you know, hair. You can't love a vagina if you don't love hair, because that's a part of who we are, right? And it's a part of your body. And she was in a relationship with her husband, married, and sex was gone. He wanted her to shave. She ended up shaving and didn't like it, decided it's not good enough. So he went off and had an affair and blamed it on her not being willing to
please him sexually.
So she tries shaving again, and it ends up that he's not going to ever stop cheating. That's not the reason why. He's just being a selfish ass. and it was very cleverly written and told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it really bothered me that the guy had turned it around and made it her fault. It's your fault that I'm cheating. Mm-hmm. And then the way she described it with the therapist was saying the same thing. That it's your fault that he's cheating.
I like the taking a breath after every sentence. I know what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I don't know. I got really angry from that one. Yeah. Like, I didn't know this guy, but I really want to just punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Because he was a real dick.
Yeah.
No guy should tell you, well, I like it shaved, so you need to shave. Well, F you, it's my body, I can do what I want, so suck it up, because if you want sex, then you're going to have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You know, what, you want me to get plastic surgery because you don't like my face now, you know?
Yeah.
You want me to cut my hair short because you don't like
my hair? A lot of women have to go through that with things like breast enhancements, liposuction. Like, these things happen to women every day.
And it shouldn't have to be, I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with doing that. I think the part that's wrong with it is that they're doing it because it's not for them. It's for them, the men, that they're trying to please.
Yeah.
Because the men want it done.
Yeah.
So they think, you know, oh, I should get it done for my man. Or my man's making me do it. But it's not, I want it done for me because that's what I want. It's what the male wants.
It's what the male wants.
And that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah. My favorite piece from the Vagina Monologues was The Flood, and it has been since the first time I watched it. And it's an interview with an older woman who never really been with the man, because the first time she was with one, a flood happened of fluid, and she felt embarrassed and was not able to even pleasure herself. She closed herself off, and so that was it. It's a cellar down there. Like, don't go there, it's not a happy place. But then ended up finding out that, you know, her part's also a part of her. And that's powerful stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that was really interesting too. Like, it's amazing that how one thing can affect the whole rest of your life.
Yeah.
You know, she had that one moment of, you know, when she was a child and she got embarrassed because a boy kissed her. She had the flood, and after that, she just shut herself off for the whole world.
For the whole world.
Like, I can't imagine, you know, being so traumatized by something like that that it would affect the whole rest of your life. Like, what if, you know, circumstances were different, and, you know, then maybe it didn't happen that way, and then she would have, you know, got married and had kids, or, you know, like, she would have had a totally different life, just from totally different circumstances.
Yeah.
And, you know, if it just one little thing changed, like, instead of him freaking out, maybe he liked him.
Yeah.
And, you know, and that could have changed her whole future.
Yeah.
But instead he freaked out, and then she just shut herself off the world. And it was like, no one is ever going near my vagina ever.
And then ended up getting cancer and getting all of her, you know, female internal sex organs taken out. The doctor said to her, she said, if you don't use it, you'll lose it. And literally she did. Like, she had to get it removed. So, you know, it's interesting.
How that works, yeah.
So, this is a tough question. The next question.
I think I got it.
You got it?
I got it.
So what's the most important thing that you took away from the Vagina Monologues?
I think the biggest thing for me was to just not take it so seriously. Like, you know, everyone's just like, oh my god, a vagina, like, hush hush, quiet, you know, don't make any noise, you know, don't talk about it, you know, it's all forbidden, and that's it. And, you know, and the way they did it was, you know, it was like, oh, you know, this is our vagina.
Well, at the very beginning, they're like, we're afraid about vaginas. And it's because nobody's talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there's so many people that have had so many things, so many women that have so many, like, so many things happen to them that, yeah, you're kind of worried about it because nobody's talking about it, nothing's going to happen. And so everybody needs to talk about it in order for there to be change. And I think that was the overall idea that they were trying to convey, right?
Yeah.
They showed a clip and got really sad at the end, and I was like literally bawling, like tears coming down, I was choking up. and because they showed a lot about women and violence and rape, and how the point that was so hard for me was they mentioned 1 in 3 women are raped, and every second another woman is raped somewhere in the world. And so, like, you snap your fingers and there's another person, and every second, and that's really powerful. That's super powerful. And really sad that so many people have to go through it.
Yeah. And a lot of times
there's no voice. Yeah, there's no voice. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, you're right, because like no one is talking for these little girls. Like they said, it was most popular in Africa for like
genital mutilation.
Yeah, these poor girls have to go through this, and like no one's speaking for those girls because
no,
the adults are all
it's
supporting it.
It's part of their culture, but it's not humane. It's not okay.
No, and I think it'll take time to change that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, well, like we used to have like black slaves, right?
Yeah.
But at that time we thought, that was okay. This is the way it is. And then we went through the transition of the black people are now equal to us.
Yeah.
And they're no longer our slaves.
Yeah.
So we just have to keep working at it to get that transition from genital mutilation of these girls and even the boys, they said.
Yeah. And, even the boys, they would cut off abortion or all of their penis.
Yeah. So we just have to keep going at it, and then hope for the transition to take place, and then have it stop. But I mean, we just have to keep trying.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll never stop.
Yeah.
Because I'll never see how wrong it is.
That's right.
Yeah. Very, very powerful message at the end.
Yeah. Left me falling. And then we got a bunch of goodies. I'm gonna bring them out because it's gonna make everybody go. Like, you walk in there and there's like
big jars of condoms.
Like vases full of like flavors and scents and rainbows and these things.
Those are those menstrual ones, right?
Yeah, they're like cups.
Menstrual cups of some sort.
Female condoms.
Yeah.
Which is not a diaphragm, but kind of like a diaphragm, but condom-like for females.
The mouth ones.
Dental dams.
Yeah, dental dams.
Because sometimes you don't want to put your mouth there.
They talked about that too.
Yeah.
Actually, in the opening act, I would like to mention that it was Dirty Minds. Was that the word? With the singers. Yeah. And they sang.
The Dirty Show they're called.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna be posting some links to the Dirty Show.
Yeah, definitely.
Listen, and they are wonderfully funny and beautiful people.
Yeah. So, anyways, they have wonderful voices. They're 2 girls, and they sing about very unusual things like pap tests, hairy balls. What else was there? Vaginas.
Oh, I got the CD right here.
Lots and lots of different things.
We did buy the CD.
It was very, very funny.
Yeah. The fungal jungle.
Yeah.
That one was the little.
Don't want to suck.
Don't want to suck.
That was the one I was thinking of when they talk about.
It's classic and great.
Not wanting to give blowjobs and.
Yeah.
Keep in mind, that they are
very explicit
and yes, explicit.
So don't let your children listen. That would be probably advisable.
I think that was definitely one of the highlights of the show. Was just
at
watching
the beginning,
that.
They were great. And they are from Red Deer, and they play a lot of shows here. So if you have a chance to check them out, it would be a good time. It would definitely be a good time.
I'm going to.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Go to the bat.
Yeah. We're going to the bat. We will go to the bat.
Anyways, so I think we're gonna end our first vlog here, and we'll be on a regular track and be doing these more often, and hopefully you enjoy them. You want anything?
No. Okay.
Bye.